Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mr. Creatine, and internet's back up, so hopefully this video won't take 100 million hours to upload. And before we get into today's story time, I'm gonna have the Discord link down in the description of the video. Basically, I'm gonna be holding polls and stuff on there to see what kind of videos you guys want to watch. And so for today's story, I'm basically talking about the time that two of my friends kind of just kidnapped me out of a parking lot. And so, for a little like context or background information, I kind of got like set up on a date after like starting to talk to one of my one friend's best friends. And so, this took place probably about, I think, early in my 10th grade year, back when I was like 15. And that's the first year that I had like my cooking class, my culinary class. And I met a friend in that class, we'll just call her Laura. And if you guys don't know how like the girl best friend situation kind of works, is there's always kind of going to be like one of her friends that is going to find you attractive or kind of like fall for you. And that's kind of what happened in this situation. So the roller rink that is very prominent in some of these stories was the setup location for said night's activities. So I'm getting ready. I have to walk there because at the time I lived at my dad's house, and it's like a good 15 minutes walk from there. It's not that bad. I was okay with it, but my dad just really did not like driving me places. Don't know why. Kind of understand that gas is expensive, but yeah, so 15-minute walk, not really that bad. I get there. It's around like 7:15, 7:30, and it's just a pretty good night. And one of my friends ended up being there. We'll just call him Herman, and he was there with, I think, his girlfriend at the time. And he doesn't really matter till later on in the story, because something funny does happen with him later on. But basically, during the entire night there, it's normally open for like 3 hours on a weekend night, and it's a relatively good night. If you guys ever have seen like the app Be Real, me or her, either one of us posted a picture on there, so there's just an image of me looking like a fucking dumbass in a roller rink. That I'm not showing that picture. I don't even think I have it anymore, but just a very interesting night at the roller rink. I got 10 across the ass by my friend Laura, and it hurt so fucking badly. She hit so hard, and it's so basically we just get to the point where night's kind of like getting close to ending. Roller rink's getting close to ending. It's around like 9:45, 10 o'clock. It normally closes at like 10:30. I don't bring my like shoes to this place because people steal a lot here. Don't know why. It's just generally not cool to steal from people, but I didn't bring shoes ever. I just wore like Crocs or slides or flip-flops, and I had slides, so just kind of slid those on and started getting ready to leave. And my friend Lauren, the girl I was on the date with, we'll just call her Cameron, they're like, how are you getting home? I'm like, I'm gonna walk home. And they're like, but it's dark outside, it's nighttime. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, I know, I've done it before. And they're like, but it's dangerous. And I'm like, not really. It's a main road. It's all relatively pretty lit up and busy road, whether it's nighttime or not. And keep in mind, I'm perfectly content with walking home. I don't care. I've done it before. And they were really on me about it. I ended up arguing with them for like, well, I wouldn't even say arguing, but I was just like talking to them for probably like 5 or 10 minutes about it until eventually it was around the time that they planned to leave as well. So it's now like 10:15, and they finally let me just like get the rest of my stuff, go. They're like, okay, just get home safe, let us know when you get home. And so I start walking. I get out of like the little area that the roller rink's at, and I'm just still walking down the road. And there's like this little convenience store, like not even 30 seconds down the street from the roller rink. And so I'm walking there. I get to like the parking lot. I go normally when there's like parking lots of places next to main roads, I kind of go towards the parking lot to avoid traffic and getting hit by cars, especially at nighttime. So I'm like walking in this parking lot, and I see just a white van-ish looking vehicle pull into the parking lot. And keep in mind, it's nighttime, very fucking creepy, and pulls up kind of close to me. I'm kind of worried a little bit, and then Laura and Cameron just pop out of like the back seat, run up to me, grab a hold of me, and essentially I'm getting kidnapped by like these two girls in the parking lot of this convenience store. Keep in mind, there's a main road with traffic passing by us like very frequently as this situation's happening. I'm like losing my shoes, and they eventually like they get a hold of my legs, they get a hold of like my upper body, and they just kind of like drag me into this van. And I wasn't like, I'm still not a big dude, and I wasn't at the time. I was like 148, maybe 150 pounds. Honestly, I could have even been lighter than that, but not at all a big dude, and I'm not like a fighter at all either. And I kind of just like let them take me, and so did basically everybody who drove by us, who honestly, even if that was an actual kidnapping, the amount that like people did not care that somebody was just getting taken or just kidnapped essentially in the parking lot of this store. Like, they didn't know the situation. I was just somebody getting like taken in the parking lot, and they get me into the car. I'm like, okay, what the hell? Why did you guys do that? And keep in mind, Laura's mom's the one who's driving. And she's like, yeah, we just really didn't want you walking home. And I'm sitting here thinking, where they live at is in the opposite fucking direction of where I live at. Like, this was completely out of the way for them to do. And they're just being good friends, I understand. And then, so they're driving me towards my house, and something happens. My friend from earlier in the night, Herman, he calls me, and I'm like, yo, what's up? And apparently, earlier in the night at some point before I had left, his girlfriend left, and he left to go after her at some point. And he essentially got jumped by a group of dudes and a few girls, had his phone shattered, and was calling me basically from somebody else's phone that he like found. And so I'm like, okay, where are you at? I'm talking to my friend Laura's mom, seeing if we can go pick him up and just essentially take him home, because he didn't have a way to contact anybody besides this one phone. And I don't think his mom or stepdad was able to come get him at all. And so we end up picking him up. His face is fucked up. Like, he's looking like Eddie Peltier from The Walking Dead with how fucked up his face is. Like, it's bloody, it's bruised, it's awful. And he's just basically explaining to all of us in this car that he just got jumped by a group of guys, group of girls. And he's very vague about the situation. Like, he told us that essentially he left the skating rink, walked down the road. Like, he left apparently 30 minutes after his girlfriend did. And he's just walking down the street, and a group of people came and started beating him the hell up. And they knew who his girlfriend was, and basically they'd gotten into an argument earlier in the night. And they ended up breaking up after this, because she essentially just had him jumped. And no matter how much I pressed him about the situation, he didn't really explain much to me on, like, how he was jumped or what happened. He just told me that they shattered his phone and beat the hell out of him. And we ended up dropping him off. They dropped me off. I probably made one hell of a first impression on Laura's mom, and probably one hell of a first impression for a first date. And, anyway, if you guys like the story time, let me know in the comments, like the video, subscribe, and, let me know what kind of stories you guys want to see, and, I'll see you guys in the next video.